Hello and welcome to my organic Macon, Georgia garden. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer. Thank you for stopping by. This is the end of the month collaboration for the month of September that is hosted by Victoria over at Home Educating the Mad Lads. The link to her channel as well as the playlist of all the ladies who participate in the garden collab will be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. So let's go take a walk and look at some things in the garden. Can you see that the ants are still busy? The white residue there is borax and sugar, which they ate, and it did knock them back a little bit, but not so much. This is a hops vine that a friend gave me. It's so hot here, it won't grow. I mean, it's grown every year for about 3 years, but it's just too hot for it to do anything here. It's still interesting to have it. So I finished digging out the corn stalks. I sowed some mustard. Nope, this is turnip here. And it's doing really well, even though it washed out into the aisle. I sowed some mustard over here. See that little sparse row? But it mostly just washed away. So I'm going to be re-sowing it. Let's take a look from this side. We don't often look back this way. That's the martin gourd. I call it a martin, you know, birdhouse gourd, martin birds. I trimmed my fruit trees back. They were way tall, so I pruned those back. And the little bitty baby pear is growing, though it's taking its sweet time. I'll zoom in on the marigolds, which always look so beautiful in September. Their color is just glorious this time of year. Ooh, plenty of peas that need to be picked. There's a few butter beans. I don't know if you can tell the difference. There's like 2 butter bean plants, and then cow peas. Let's see. Like there's several that are ready to be picked. The cow peas did really great. There's more. There's not very many butter beans. I've been coming and picking those for the seed when they're dry. Look at all those peas. I'm getting a good pea harvest this year. These will just keep producing till frost. There's a couple of straggly zinnias that are hanging around. That's gourd and peas. All right, down there was where my Brussels sprouts were. We pulled those out, had a little small harvest. They were delicious. The kids all said that they're way better than store-bought. I just need to learn how to grow them better. And the same over here. This was the Brussels sprouts that I harvested. I don't know what I'm gonna put there. Let's go on the other side. I've been working over here. So you can see more cow peas hanging on this side that need to be picked. I have to do that as soon as I'm finished with my video. So this row I limed and prepped it for sowing some fall seeds. What's down at the very end is a tower. It was a tomato cage, but peas have taken over, which is wonderful. The tomato died of blight, but the peas are very productive. There's a little basil plant right in front of it. Down here at the end used to be kale, which I pulled out long ago. Don't know if I don't think I planted anything there. And then down here I had sown some cucumbers. They produced lots of blooms, but they did nothing. So I have already sown here my winter radishes. I have not yet cut down my muscadine. There's the chickens all standing. I have pulled out, there were a couple of tomato cages like here. I pulled it out, limed the soil, cut back some of the branches of the muscadine. You can see where it's dying, where I whacked them. But I'm pulling the entire muscadine out because it's wild. I did a video on that a week or so ago. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. That's a dead tomato, but I stopped here because I got butter beans growing. And there is some kind of weird bug. What is that? I'm sure I wish that it was dead, whatever it is. It looks like a grasshopper, but I don't think it is. I'm gonna thump him over to the chickens. Pew! Okay, so lots of little butterbean blooms still coming on. And they really like it over here. Look at this corner, it's just loaded. So, there's a butterbean. There's a couple of them. Can you see that? I'm not videoing in the right place. There's more under there. There's quite a few. So they are still coming on nicely. I am going to be able to offer seeds for sale, so that's fun. I also limed this little small bed all the way down except for the 2 marigolds, and I sowed this all in spinach. Not sure how it's going to do. We'll see. Down here is my 3 or 4 little baby jalapeno peppers. They do have blooms, and depending on how the weather does, I might actually get a couple. But I pulled out all the pepper plants and prepped the row for sowing fall seeds. And here is more cowpeas. This was also like a, not a tomato cage, but a stake. Can you see that? I have a stake, and they climb up everything and just produce. So you can see some dry beans. There's a dry one. Need to save that one for seed. And that is really about it. So my asparagus is behind the little green fence there and covered in cowpea vines from the other side. I'm going to dig up all the asparagus and move it out of the garden into a separate bed. So I'll be doing that, I don't know when, maybe when they all turn brown and die back, another month or 2. It's one of my big projects. Oh look, there's a knoll on the birdhouse. Can you see it? See if I can zoom in. So cute. There he goes. So the area over here where the corn is, this weekend I'm going to spend fertilizing, maybe liming, row it up, and sow some seeds. So let me show you my seeds. This is a winter radish. It's called Osaki Shajunichi. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but this is one of the trials for Seed Savers Exchange that I will be describing for their records. The spinach that I sowed, I did 3 types of Bloomsdale, all from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, which I highly recommend for those of you who are in the South. They have a lot of crops that do better in hot, humid weather, but long-standing Bloomsdale, winter Bloomsdale, and abundant Bloomsdale. So I'm gonna maybe do a little bit of a trial to see which of those do better over winter. I have not yet sown Scarlet Oh No Revival Turnip from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. I have Carolina Broadleaf Mustard, quite a lot of those. I was told that they will help control nematodes, grow them over winter. You know, of course we'll harvest and eat them, but then I will till them into the soil in the spring when I'm ready to plant. Pine tree seeds, which I really like because they have smaller size seeds packets for a lower price, but I've got the pine tree lettuce mix, which I will plant just a small place, and not this, that's something else. And I've got rutabaga, which I think it is a little late. If we have a mild winter, they will overwinter and then hopefully make some in the spring, and then some of my mustard seed from my garden that I've saved. So I've got a lot of work to do this weekend. Also, I have 3 trays of seeds that I have started, so let me show you those. Collards and a few broccolis. They didn't do as great as I'd hoped. And then my winter density lettuce. It looks really good, and it always does really well over winter. While I'm up here on the deck, let me show you my yard-long beans. They're looking so pretty in the sunset, but they have grown all the way up to the tippy top. So it's just kind of interesting to see them growing there like a screen on the deck. And I'm hoping that they'll make some yard-long beans for us. So that's pretty neat. So that's it for this month's collaboration. I thank you for stopping by to visit with me, and I hope to see you again sometime in October.